from? It just feels so weird talking to someone who's not there. I hope that audio is coming through. Awesome. Thanks for confirming, Timber Surf. I'll get used to it one day. So these that I'm doing here are kits from Scale Model Scenery. And I'm just building them up to use over the back of the layout, just as a bit of interest over the back. These are a cracking little kit. It comes with 4 of them. Two of the small ones and one bigger one. So I'm also using the let me find it. Using the concrete and brick retaining wall kit as well from Scale Model Scenery. So these will be going on the back, and then these will be sitting along the top of them, just to give something to look at rather than just a photo back scene. We had to make everything ourselves before we got kits from Scale Model Scenery. This is the first time that I'm actually venturing into making something myself. Well, as far as it being a kit, as opposed to buying resin cast stuff from the likes of Batman. So this for me is a branch out as well. I do also like to make a few, because I have a 3D printer, so I like to make a few bits on the printer as well for the layouts that I've done before this one. That also makes things a lot easier. Is that you saying you've got a 3D printer yourself as well, TimberSurf? Yeah, all the stuff I've printed off is my own designs. Yeah, I've got the original Photon, and also I've got an Ender 3 as well. Go on, give me a clue how I do that, TimberSurf. Is that how it works? Did I figure that out? Yeah, I think I've done it. All pretty new to me, this. So my favourite thing to print is fencing. Saves an absolute fortune. You can get quite expensive, the security fencing, when you're doing a lot. That's been printed on my FDM printer. Oh, still getting used to the new camera as well. Lumsdonia, is that your website, is it? Or I assume that's the name of your website as opposed to the address of it. Looks like it's just me and you tonight, Timber Surf. I'll be sure to be checking out your stuff later. Get some more tips on making my own ones of these instead. I was actually supposed to pick up some rocket card glue, not use Yoo-hoo, but I completely forgot. I don't know how to see who is watching. Can you see who's watching? Or is it like an anonymous thing? Yeah, so I used Pritt Stick the first time around. That's the second time I stuck the first one on. And it stuck the corrugate to the paper well, but didn't stick the paper to the MDF very well. So the stuff I'm using is the Metcalf Engineers Blue, I think it's called, brick, and just some sheets of corrugated cardboard to simulate the corrugated board effect, the corrugated steel effect. I think it's possibly slightly oversized for the corrugates, but yeah, so I've tried PVA with the card before, but I noticed it can, if you put too much on, it can make the ink bleed. Well, that might just because I'm using cheap stuff from, B&Ms and such like. Yes, modern would be more square, yeah. But it could be an old warehouse. I'm not being strict on a time period for this. Yeah, definitely a fine layer with PVA, like you said, yeah. Do you do much with yes, we could do with a small roll type glue applicator, you're right. Hey, maybe we could design somewhat on the printers and a PVA applicator type thing in a roller form. We'll have to design something. Do you do much with airbrushing, Timbersurf? Peter's pads? I've not heard of those. Anyway, going back to the airbrushing. Oops. I picked one of these up. It's a little battery powered airbrush. Excuse the dust, it's been up there a while. And I used it for weathering my track. It's not very overly precise, but it's just the job. It's actually really good. It's rather consistent. Lasts about half an hour. They were only cheap off eBay as well. The battery lasts before you have to recharge it. It's absolutely brilliant for if it's not precision, if you know what I mean. So things like weathering a bit of track or general weathering. I don't think it'd be ideal for painting a loco or anything. Yeah, I've got a compressor airbrush as well. But digging all that out to set it all up, to do a little bit of track weathering was quite a bit of a chore. So I never got around to doing it. And then I saw these on eBay. And I thought, why not? I'll give it a try. And it turns out it was the best thing I've ever bought. Well, one of the best things. Yeah, it does need cleaning after. Nice run through with some airbrush cleaner and that. Clean down the needle. Yeah, sounds like a good idea, that, Timbersurf. I might have to be one of the next videos, that. I can't remember where someone else was saying that they bought one and I can't remember for the life of me what one of the Facebook pages it was on. But they posted asking if they were any good. So I looked at it and just thought, I'd buy one anyway. Everyone loves a good video about tools and stuff. I've been toying with the idea of getting a little CNC router. So I've been watching quite a lot of those videos lately. Tools and technology. That's why most of the views are. Sculptor mold is something I've never used and wouldn't know how to make it. But from looking at it, it looks like shredded paper with maybe some plaster of Paris mixed in. I'm getting quite used to it now. I've been doing it for about 6 or 7 years, 3D printing. Pop. What's POP? Yeah, plaster of Paris. A few twists. I think I could also do with getting some better brushes. Who's FMR been live tonight, has he? I hope he doesn't mind if he's been on at the same time as me. Or I've been on at the same time as him. I know there's been a bit of uproar about that lately. I can understand where some people can be annoyed about it, because if two people from YCG are live at the same time, they're going to have to split viewers, blah, blah, and people are going to have to choose who they watch. But on the other side of it, I don't model at a set time. I just model as and when. And if I'm going to go live, I'm just going to go live. I don't schedule my modeling. Yeah, I can see both sides as well, yeah. It was probably one of the reasons why I haven't done anything till now. And I'm actually quite surprised that I can go live, because I thought you had to have 1,000 viewers before you could go live. Or 1,000 subscribers, not viewers. Ah, so on a laptop you can go live whenever you want, but on a phone you have to have 1,000 subscribers. Ah, you learn something new every day. Every day is a school day. What would you suggest, Tim Reserve, if I was joining two pieces of printed card together? Say the brick sheet that I've used. What would your advice be for that? Yeah, so say, because like on the larger of these warehouses, I can't cover it with one sheet. So I've got to do it in two pieces. I'm just wondering if there's any sort of technique to hiding the seam, if it can be done. Yeah, I was thinking maybe a drain pipe or something along those lines. Soil pipe's a good one because, like on the warehouse, the drain pipes would be at the end of the slopes, whereas a soil pipe would be anywhere along there, really, wouldn't it? That's a good shout. I like that one. Need to get me some. Let's have a look. Those are 3D printed. You've got some lovely definition on them joints there. It's amazing what the detail you can get with a resin printer these days. Yeah, the picture of it looks almost like you've miniaturized a real picture, if you know what I mean. Real world design, you mean as in like architecture and stuff? Ah, what sort of electrical stuff? Like factory installs or more like power grid stuff? Yes. It's surprising how varied the skills outside the modeling community are, really. Yeah, I can bet that on the software. Yeah, it's a very complex thing, is design software, really. I mean, I use Fusion 360 quite a lot, and that's probably nowhere near the sort of thing that you'd be using for stuff like that. It is, and the guys over at AutoCAD are trying to cash in on it now, aren't they? Especially with the hobbyist's license now, removing all the well, that's it. On the hobbyist license, they're removing the integrated CNC side of things, the CAM stuff. So they've removed the use of the CAM side of things for the hobbyist, unless you pay for it. Oh yes, it is an absolutely great program. I do use it at work. But it's just a shame that they're either trying to block the hobbyist out from I've only recently started using Fusion. I used a program called Pro Desktop when I was in school, about 15 years ago, maybe, by a company called PTC. I think it's PTC. And that was the first ever CAD program that I used. And we were allowed to buy a copy of it from school. So I did. And then when I got it home, the PC that I had at home wasn't powerful enough to run it anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, the choices are very varied. Yeah, I've just finished building not so long ago a Ryzen 3 build for the PC that I use to design stuff on. But I don't use it all the time, so a slight lag here and there isn't going to annoy me. But with Fusion 360, I find you can get, providing you're not doing absolutely huge stuff like you would be, you can get away with using most any PC with Fusion 360 if you're only designing small stuff. I think I've run it on a 5 or 6 year old i7. And that didn't seem to struggle a lot with it for the stuff that I was designing. And then I do sometimes use the laptop, which is a Ryzen 5. Yeah, 60 gig. Definitely working with files that are that big would be a struggle. I don't even think the combined files that I've used are that much in size. Yeah. So, what day are we on today? Thursday. I'm in work tomorrow for overtime. But Friday I am off, so I may well come on and do a bit more then. But for now, I think I'm going to finish off this piece. And then head off to settle down. So I'd like to say a massive thank you for the two of you who've come along and watched me paint a few bits and stick a few bits together. And also a massive thank you to you, Timbersurf, for being that voice in my ear and encouraging me along. So for now, I'll say to wrap. And I will see you all possibly on Friday. I'll do a bit more, get these buildings finished. Thank you very much, Timber Surf, and I will see you next time. Lovely chatting with you.